I was born in a small town, the kind where everybody knew each other's names and business. We didn't have much, but Mama made sure the house smelled like cornbread on Sundays, and Daddy, he was a quiet man, always workin', always tired, but he had a soft smile that made me feel safe. I grew up believin' my family was strong, unshakable. But I learned quick that strength don't always mean you're safe from breakin'. I had a sister, Mary. She was the wild one, the kind who'd run barefoot down the dirt road and laugh so loud you could hear her clear across town. I loved her more than anyone, and I thought we'd be side by side forever. But forever don't always come. When I was 16, she got sick, real sick, and in those days, doctors couldn't do much. I watched her fade away, her laughter turn to whispers, her feet too tired to run. And when she was gone, it felt like someone had ripped the color right out of my world. Mama changed after that. She tried to be strong, but her eyes had a hollowness in them, like she was always looking at something far away that none of us could see. Daddy got even quieter, burying himself in work. And me, well, I grew up fast. Too fast. By the time I was 18, I thought the only way to fill the emptiness was to build a family of my own. That's when I met Henry. Lord, he was handsome, tall, broad shoulders, eyes like the river after a storm. He made me feel like I was special, like I wasn't just the girl with the broken family. We courted for a year, and before long, we were married in the little white church at the edge of town. I thought marriage was gonna fix everything. I thought love was strong enough to heal the holes in my heart. But life has a way of testin' love, sometimes breakin' it in ways you can't glue back together. Henry worked at the mill, long hours, rough on his hands, rough on his soul. I stayed home, tendin' the house, Rais and the babies when they came. First Thomas, then Margaret. I loved those children with every piece of me. I rocked them to sleep, I sang lullabies Mama used to sing, I told myself I'd give them the joy Mary never got to grow old enough to have. But Henry, he started chongin'. Maybe it was the pressure, maybe it was the drink. Nights grew colder, arguments louder. He wasn't the same man I married. He carried anger in his chest like fire, and when it spilled over, it burned us all. I remember one night clear as day. Thomas was about 10, Margaret about 8. Henry came home late, smellin' of whiskey, eyes dark as thunderclouds. We argued, Lord knows I can't even remember what about now, probably money, always money. And then, right there in front of the children, he slammed his fist into the wall, so hard the picture frames rattled. Margaret screamed, Thomas tried to shield her, and I felt something inside me break. That was the moment I knew my children were growing up in the same kind of sorrow I swore I'd protect them from. Still, I stayed. Back then, women didn't just leave. You made your bed, you laid in it. That's what Mama always said. And part of me hoped he'd soften again, hoped the man I fell in love with would come back. But life wasn't done with its cruelties. One summer evening, the factory where Henry worked had an accident. Machines failed, men got hurt. Henry was one of them. He came home broken in body and spirit. Couldn't work like before, couldn't provide the way he thought a man should. And when pride mixes with pain, child, it can turn a man bitter. We lived in shadows after that. Money was scarce, tempers were shorter than a matchstick, and the children, they started to see too much. Thomas would escape to the woods, spend hours fishin' just to stay away from the tension. Margaret, oh, she grew quiet, like a flower cloin itself to survive the storm. I wanted to save them, but I didn't know how. I was fightin' my own battles just to keep